Baby, what you waiting for? Baby, what's it all about? Baby, what you living for?
Welcome to Shut Up Dream Crusher, episode number 2. Today I have Erin Shafkind in the house and I'm really excited about it. I am continuously amazed by the depth of approach that Erin takes with her work, and you can't really tell at first what her work is really about necessarily, but one of the main themes that she deals with is connecting with people, and it astounds me how basically every time I see some project of hers, every time I interact with the art that she creates, I feel happy. Yeah, every time.
This is Little Roy, the corduroy boy. And gosh, I'm thinking it's almost 20 years ago. I was in a very blue place. It could have actually been the time when I got rejected from grad school. I had some cutoffs from an old roommate. And so I said, I'm going to make a doll, like when you're a kid and you want to sew a little doll, because I'd always been sewing as a kid. And so I made him, and thinking like he'll just be like a little friend. And I do this all the time where I don't finish things, and I didn't finish him, and so I connected his head with a safety pin, and then I just kind of left it, and then he would like come up, and I think a friend was having a show and tell, and so I brought Little Roy to the show and tell, and people were like, oh, Little Roy. And I was in this small, fun, funky town, college town in Northern California, and I would take Little Roy, like, I didn't realize it, but I was doing performance work. I was doing performance art. And I would take him to the grocery store, and I would put him in the baby part of the cart. And at this grocery store, everybody knew each other. Like, it was a really small town, it was a co-op. And so I would have him in the baby part of the cart, and people would be like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, oh, I'm just shopping, with Little Roy. And then I would say things like, he really likes kisses. And people would kiss him. And I started writing stories about him, and I would do things like I would take him to Kinko's and put him in the copy machine and then write these like things like that he was wanted, for some crime, and post him around. And you know what? This was before I applied to grad school. It was because I remember I sent one of the wanted posters to one of the schools, but I think they thought I was crazy. And eventually, I would include him in photographs. I would take black and white and color photography of him in various situations. And around 2 or 3 years ago, I started a project called the Friends of Little Roy, where I would ask people to pose with him in a photograph. So I would just, I would just say, yeah, Little Roy loves to meet people. He's a great listener. He's a great friend. Really trustworthy and photogenic. And so people would just hold him, and then I would photograph them, and I would put them up on Flickr. And eventually I got thousands of photos, and it sort of became this phenomenon. And I'm not doing that work very much right now. I think at some point it could resurface that I'll go to an event and take pictures of people with Little Roy. But I know that this project has led me into a lot of other projects about how to interact and create community. So he was this device for that. I think more and more now I'm just asking people, can I photograph you? Do you want to play? Like, rather than just meeting strangers, I'm doing more and more with the people close to me. But he'll always be a really important part of the process.